and techno freaks. Berlin was and remains the capital of electronic dance music. The book Lost and Sound takes readers on a trip through the city's current club and techno music scene. The book's author is 37-year-old Tobias Rapp, seen here at a reading in Berlin's Monarch nightclub.
What really turns me on about techno is how lively the music is. There's an incredible vitality when things get going here. And this is something that no one's written about before.
The story of techno in Berlin begins in the late 1980s, when 150 people came to the city's first love parade. 10 years later, more than 1 million ravers filled the city's centre, making nightclubs like the Tresor world famous. But as the 21st century began, techno had fallen out of fashion. The scene had to reinvent itself, and it did, along the banks of the river Spree, between the Berlin districts of Kreuzberg and Friedrichshain. Clubs like Maria or the Berghain are hardly noticeable during the day, but at night they really come to life. For today's techno fans, the clubs are more important than ever.
What matters today is the way music is presented, how people hear it. You want to hear it played on a big sound system and not just at home.
The Watergate club in Kreuzberg opened its doors 6 years ago. Whoever gets past the bouncer finds themselves immersed in a colourful mix of disco chic and underground flair. There are some 300 nightclubs in Berlin, most of them featuring electronic music, a legacy of the 1990s.
A huge number of clubs were founded back then as the result of a certain culture that developed from the bottom up. That means a basis had developed that could carry things forward.
The clubs now attract an international audience, thanks to the success of budget airlines. Today, techno fans across Europe can afford a weekend flight to Berlin, and they know what to expect.
Well, I'm hoping to hear some good DJs, some good music, and a little
crazy people.
Great atmosphere.
They have fun.
Cute guys.
What?
Along with cheap flights, cheap accommodation also draws techno tourists to the German capital. The Circus Hostel, for example, charges only €25 for an overnight stay, and visitors can even buy techno on vinyl at the hostel's own record shop.
The electronic music scene is extremely important for the hostel. A large percentage of our guests, probably 20 to 30%, come to Berlin because of the electronic music scene. That means they come here to visit the clubs and go see the DJs.
Last year, there was even a film released in German cinemas about the Berlin Techno Paradise. The star of Berlin Calling was German producer and DJ Paul Kalkbrenner. Berlin is a mecca for DJs from abroad as well, and some of them end up staying for good, like American Troy Pierce. He likes the spontaneity of Berlin's nightclub scene.
They come there to party and to have fun, and that's what they do. Whereas if you were to play in London or New York or somewhere, it takes a while for the party to get going, and it's like people are slow to like be the first one to come on to the dance floor, and it's never like that in Berlin ever.
Besides the techno clubs, author Tobias Rapp says there's also a lot to discover in the music itself.
Techno music has a very simple structure, but it offers endless possibilities for working out internal variations, and as far as I can see, there's no end in sight.
So the party never stops in the old and new techno capital, Berlin.